Hey, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Chef Nik. Today we are going to be making a first for me, apple turnovers, and I'm super excited. First things first, let's go ahead and wash our fruit, of course. Now, this isn't really necessary because we are peeling the skin off. However, with COVID-19 in the air and it's virus and flu season, let's go ahead and wash these apples off anyway. Alright, so now one of my favorite steps, we are going to just shave those tops and bottoms off as little as possible because we want as much apple as possible. So we're just going to shave off a little bit just to give us a little clean top. Then I'm going to go ahead and slide that down the side like that. Enjoy. Get that little piece off and voila, apple one is done. So I decided to do one green apple and one Fuji apple only because I like really sweet apples. I'm not really a fan of green apples, so it's going to require a lot of sugar to sweeten that. So therefore I just went ahead and got a Fuji apple because it is super sweet. Next time I might use honeycomb instead of both of these, or honey crisp, excuse me. This is a quick trick that I learned when I used to be a chef in college. But what you do is you basically split the apple in half, and then you're gonna cut it at an angle to make sure you cut off all that nasty core, get the seeds out, and then you're gonna slice it just like that, okay? Now a lot of people do dice their apples, but I like the slices better. Just because I really enjoy the apple part of the apple filling. Like I like the apples more than I like any part of the pastry or the turnover. And of course the dough is my second favorite, but the apple is most most important. Yes, that's right. It's time to move on to the next step. So here you will see me just mixing up the apples. Okay, we're going to start our seasoning off with some ground cinnamon. Make sure you get it real good, okay? And then I had to go and grab my spoon real fast. Okay, so next I'm going to add some sea salt. And I actually don't think I added enough sea salt. So for the next go around, I add a little bit more. Okay, now I don't have any nutmeg, so I'm going to use some allspice, but I would recommend using nutmeg. And then lastly, I got some this ain't lastly actually, this is my Turbinado sugar, which I just love it. It's the closest thing that I have to brown sugar. Next time I will be using brown sugar instead of Turbinado. And then I have some good old white cane sugar. I mean, not white cane, white granulated sugar, but it's from the bulk section. Alright, so I got my beautiful lemon. And we are going to basically squirt this lemon juice on top, not only to keep the apples from turning brown, but to also help us create like a sauce with the seasoning so I can get the apples nice and coated. morning, so I had to take me a break and make me some coffee. This is some bomb-ass coffee. Okay, so now we are getting ready to make our filling. So I am going to take this sea salted butter and cut it in half. So we're going to use half a stick, okay? Bow. So use half a stick. And we're going to go ahead and melt that into the pan. Alright, so now that we got the butter nice and melted, I decided to add Guar Gum to my mixture as my thickener. A lot of people use cornstarch, but this is what I have. I use it in my hair care and my skincare products. One thing about this though, instead of doing like the water slew mix that you would do with cornstarch, it's best to add this Guar Gum to some type of fat, so some type of oil, okay? That's why you see me add it to the butter before I add the apples in. And even throughout the course of cooking these apples, you will see how quickly the Guar Gum thickens up. And I tried to mix it with water before the video, and it turned into the nastiest jelly I've ever seen in my life. So that's why I added it to the pan, and then all we got to do is add some water to loosen it up and just have everything cooked together, okay? Okay, so don't you see how thick that mixture is already? Now we do still have to let the apples cook some more, so I am going to add some more water. But I just want to show you how quick the Guar Gum thickens up, okay? Alright, so I licked the spoon, I'm guilty, and I discovered that it's not quite as sweet as I would like. So I went and grabbed my Turbinado Sugar and I'm adding some to the mixture. Now, I am a sugar addict, so I like my sweets to be extremely sweet. But feel free to add as little or as much sugar as you desire, okay? This is your meal, so cook it how you want. Now, as I was adding the sugar, did you see how thick the mixture got that fast? So again, I'm adding some more water because I want my apples to cook down, okay? Alright, so look at those beautiful apples. I'm going to cover this and allow that to cook. So let's move on to creating our actual turnover, our pastry dough. So I'm using the Cresent baking sheet, which is not what I wanted. I wanted more of a I wanted more of a pie, but I couldn't find it, so this is what we're gonna have to use. Now, it's always a struggle getting this shit out the can, but it's okay. We got it out. So here I'm having a really hard time deciding if I should do 2 or if I should do 4. Now I just held up 2 fingers to the camera, but it only looked like 1. It was 2. And I actually decided to go ahead and do 4 because they were kind of big. But 2 of them are shaped funny, and yeah, this part was a disaster for me, but it's okay because it came out good. So now we're gonna make our egg wash. I'm gonna go put a little splash of water into my eggs, all right? And then we're just gonna mix that up, kind of like scrambled eggs, baby, so we don't put water in our eggs. Some people do milk though. Milk makes it real fluffy, but anyway, that's for another video. Go ahead and mix that water up into the egg like that. Let me get a little sippy sip right before we get to some good old action here. All right, so I'm getting ready to go ahead and start filling my pastries. Go ahead and move my little sexy babies out the way. All right, so this is one of the weird shaped ones. I was trying to stretch it out so it would fold over good, but for some reason I don't think I cut these right. I don't know. No idea. Okay, it's time to go and grab our apples. They are now fully cooked. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and transfer them into this glass bowl, and then we're gonna take them over to the pastry so we can fill our good old sexy baby pastries. Thank you. Far too kind. This was my very first time making this, and I am very proud of myself. It looks good, tastes good, and it went to my pastries just right. Now, folding this hoe was a little special. But not only that, but I do think I put too much filling on the inside. However, it turned out just fine. Keep on watching. Alright, so now that we are done with that part, we're going to put some egg wash on the top, and that's going to give it a nice little crispiness, and it's going to hold our sugar on the top because we like to sprinkle some turbinado sugar on top. Make sure you go ahead and press those edges down like that to keep your pastry together so all your filling don't spill out when it starts to cook and stretch. Plus it just looks good. It's cute. So we are going to bake these on 350 for about 15 to 20 minutes. While we let that cook, we're going to go ahead and work on our big baby pastry. So I decided to go ahead and cook this separately, which I'm glad I did because it came out huge. Real huge. But I'm going to try to get the rest of the apples inside, and then whatever's left over, I will gladly eat. So the shape on this one actually came out really good, but as you can see, it's absolutely humongous. So next time, I'm definitely gonna work on stretching the dough a lot more, and maybe making the dough, like the individuals, more not triangular, square, so that I can get a good triangle when I fold it, because this thing is big, baby. I should have just put some cheese and pepperoni and tomato sauce in it and made a damn a stromboli. That bad baby is hot, but honey, I have got to taste this fresh out of the oven. Yes, look at the flakiness on that. Look how well my filling cooked into the pastry. Yes, up close and personal, baby. I'm very proud. I'm very proud of my success here. Now the shape I can work on. And I'm gonna add a little bit more salt and a lot more sugar next time for sure. But this is the perfect snack and treat, dessert, whatever you want for the holidays coming up, honey, because everybody in the family can eat it. All right, thank you for watching. Bye.